That's the beautiful thing about podcasts, music. Why they tie in is because it creates conversation. And I feel like just even in the world, let alone Southampton, let alone UK, that is what is most needed right now. Communication, but honest, truthful communication.
We don't actually know each other yet, but I feel like giving you a little introduction is just a nice way to get the conversation started. So today I was sitting with Ray, and he has got his debut single on the Southampton Sounds Vol.3 album. He's one of the emerging artists in the city, and I'm really looking forward to speaking to him because he's going to be the first person who's in the music sort of creative avenue that I've spoken to you so far. So, Ray, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, RAI2RAI, artist name if you want to find me anywhere. Yeah, that's all I'll give for now. I feel like you'll find out more throughout the season.
Yeah. So I kind of wanted to start with Sounds of Southampton. I think I saw a social media post about it a while ago, maybe like 3 months ago, the SoCo music project, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, we've got this music project coming up and submit your songs or was it video? I can't remember how it started.
No, yeah, so it was actually kind of slightly different for me. Someone who I've worked with in the past actually told me about the opportunity. The facility they had, there was a spare room. So I started making music in there. And it was actually on like a video record, kind of like this, on like a video recording software.
Yeah.
It was all crazy, but I was still making all right music. He gave me the guy's email and told me to send the song. Yeah, after that, I just waited because he told me about it, Volume 2, and I had seen Volume 2. And I was like, I knew I was started doing music. I'm gonna be in the next one. And they replied back to me, asking me to come in, go do a studio session. You have to submit a song, but we didn't actually end up using the song that I submitted. Pretty sure I ended up making 2 songs, and then I had a couple other sessions after that. When it comes to the time of picking a song, I had like an option of like 6 songs, I think.
Right, so you almost had like a mini album there.
Yeah, got one on the way with Babs. Shout out Babs, producer. So yeah, me and Babs in the studios cooking up. We had like a day where we sat for it and we ended up picking principles because I feel like, first of all, it starts off with that rap vibe that I feel like where my core is what. Even the topic at hand is very true to where I was at. So like making my own moves, collecting my own tools. It's in the lyrics. So that's literally what I was doing. I was building my own home studio so I could make music. Yeah, we ended up going with principles. So if you want to check that out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And it's the first song of the Southampton Sound.
Yeah. I didn't even know it was going to be the first song. I thought it was going to be the second.
I think it's that beginning bit, isn't it? Like the very first section of the track. It's like, it kind of like sets the scene a bit.
But entering space.
There's so many different types of music on that album as well, aren't there? Like,
Yes, diverse. Like, that's the thing with Southampton as well that I wish people are going to find out, but it's a very diverse city. I feel like a lot of people are just kind of afraid to display it.
Yeah.
But now we're moving into kind of, we've already been in the era, but it's becoming more dominant in the sense of influence and displaying your talent. I feel like Southampton's just been a lot of hidden gems in here and it's about to explode.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I went to uni in Bristol, so I was there for 8 years and I grew up in Southampton. I was born like actually on N Avenue in Portsmouth, like Beavers Valley area. But yeah, I came back from Bristol because that's obviously like the creative hub or whatever. And I was like, there's so much going on in Southampton though. Like you don't see all of it.
You don't see it, yeah. It's kind of hidden.
Got to be in that community, haven't you? Like I don't know that much about the music community in Southampton. So is that quite kind of vibrant? Like what's going on there?
Honestly, I still feel like I don't. Honestly, I'm still very fresh to it. Like even when I start music, just the type of person I am. I lived in Southampton for a while, in and out. So there's a lot of people that are here that know me or know of me. Everyone knows I like kind of keep myself to myself. So even when I started making music, I wasn't necessarily breaking into communities, which kind of led me to kind of create my own which was good in my sense because I feel like it made me realize that I had my own kind of little network. It's like something to stand on, like that is, rather than just my music. Knowing there's people beyond the community that is already there, that you and your energy is drawn, you know it's true that way because it's who you are, in a sense.
Yeah, definitely. I really like that as well because the whole point of this podcast is to kind of create like more of a platform for people to see how to go into like different career paths and different like areas of creative. Also, obviously, there's so many that then you kind of apply to being on the podcast and be like volunteer.
I saw it the moment I saw it, I was like, yeah, because the scene needs more of it. Like, to be honest, like I said, there's a lot of hidden gems, and Nipsey Hussle, one of my favorite artists. I love Nipsey. He says he knows he's a genius, but he can't claim him because they don't give him no platform to explain him. So he's frustrated and smokes, gets faded, and da da da. And it's like people that I'm friends with, people that I know of that I know they're so creative and genius in their mind, but there's not many platforms for them, or they don't know of the platforms to go to. And then on top of that, there's not a lot of people out there that help young people, you could say young troubled people, to explain what they've got going on. So, yeah, the moment I see things like this, I jump on it. No matter what I've got, I would like to, I don't know who you knows, there may be like 5 people that really like what I do that see your podcast and like, yeah, well, tune into that. She does more, you know? And same likewise, give and receive, you know? It has to be a balance. So whenever I see anything like that and it's positive, I have to support it in whatever way I can.
I think that's the thing as well, isn't it? It's like sharing your knowledge. Like you never know what you're going to say that's going to like spark something in someone else's head.
Conversation. The thing with music, it's so broad in one way because it can be, you can listen to a lyric or a song and it can be interpreted or perceived in so many different ways. It's the same with conversation. But that's the beautiful thing about podcasts and music and why they tie in, is because it creates conversation. And I feel like just even in the world, let alone Southampton, let alone UK, that is what is most needed right now. Communication, but honest, truthful communication. Like I said, the person who's maybe frustrated, they just keep it all in and things build up, things get out of hand, or maybe there's things going on in communities that people don't find out about that need solving because there hasn't been a conversation about it. There's now a conversation. So even that right there, like someone that may spark someone to think, I'm going to do a podcast and speak about my community, you know, because I know this and this is going on and this needs to be spoken about so we can come to some form of solution. Because if it's not communicated, it's usually, in my opinion anyways, if it's not communicated, then there's usually someone on the side that will manipulate the situation to benefit from me. I believe that's just the truth, kind of how the world works. Because if you're not communicating about the problem, it means there's someone profiting from the problem. I could go deeper into it, but
I'm interested in that now because I always think that, you know, when you see, this is completely not to do with music. You know, when you see it, yeah, it's to do with like writing lyrics, like your experience of the world attached to music. It's, you know, you're all these kind of massive like business entrepreneurs, kind of influencers. There's so much information out there on like how to grow a business, how to make all this money, but it's like, how many people are benefiting from it? Like, is it that these people are creating these videos and stuff and then making money from it? But does it actually work? Or are they just profiting off the fact that people need that? Like they want to feel like there's some inspiration and hope.
I always, this is what I believe, it's always down to the person. Quite a spiritual person. The biggest gift anyone has been given is choice. It can be a gift or a curse. You can either use it negative or positive. I don't think it's the knowledge that is being given that's the problem. I think it's then the communication and the understanding of why. Anyone can go and get money. Anyone can go and obtain knowledge. But what are you choosing to do with that knowledge? What are you choosing to do with that money? If you have the power of making music and draw people in with your music, what are you choosing to do with that power? Are you choosing to mislead and fuel certain negative things within the community just so you can profit? Or are you choosing to highlight solutions and influence change. Like again, if you create a business, you're learning how to make money and managing money. You have the one that creates the money to create more opportunities and work and maybe solve things within their community. And then you have the person who is all selfish and they spend it on material things. Um, they then maybe influence people to do the wrong thing so they can make more money, you know? So I believe it's all about the intention. And that's why the conversation is important, because I believe the world's a reflection. So me conversating with you right now, it's like me talking to myself, and whether it means I'm reminding myself of something or I'm finding something new. So yeah, it's about having that conversation with yourself. What am I doing this for? For a lot of people, it starts out being money, maybe because people have money problems, and that's a new thing. People coming out of poverty or need to feed your family. So that's what it starts out as it should, because your family should come first. But once you've solved that, then what is it? Is it still just about the money, or can you open your mind up to go beyond that? In conversation, you find purpose. It's understanding purpose.
So, it's so nice to hear someone else explain things like that, because like I feel like I didn't have like deeper conversations with people about what they actually believe, and you kind of talking about things like that. It's just like firing off like little things in my head. It's like
I'm glad that
no, it's hers. So let's talk about like writing lyrics. So how do you kind of start off? Like, what do you get in for a process? Yeah.
starts off with life. Yeah, what I see in my day to day life. Within that comes influences, whether it's the music I listen to and relate to. Sometimes I may watch a movie. Then when I decide to sit down and get in that creative space of, oh, I'm gonna write, it's usually a feeling. It's like, oh, if I feel like I just want to write and I haven't heard a beat or anything and I'm just walking, usually I've seen something that makes me want to write something, so I'll go and write a poem. Who knows? I kind of let, you could say in metaphor, let the wind kind of take me wherever it goes. So if I start writing, my intention is a poem, but sometimes it may end up being a song, and I end up rhyming so much and so fluidly. I'm like, that would fit on this beat. I never know where it's truly gonna go, but got so many different kind of approaches to the way I write. Like sometimes I don't write. Sometimes I'll just put on a beat and just raw feeling. And sometimes I could do a whole song in one take. Sometimes I might only like certain pieces, chop it up. Sometimes like it just depends. Like, or I might hear a beat and I think of something I've already written. It just always changes. It's always changing. That's why I don't believe in creative block as well. I don't believe that's a thing. I believe if you go with the flow, you always find a way to create. The moment you're like, no, but I want to write a poem. I feel like if you're more in tune with yourself and you're like, okay, maybe let me listen to a beat, or let me try write an anime, whatever the hell it is. Just try doing something different, and sometimes you surprise yourself, end up doing something you may have never done before. You may write a gospel song, so know when to let go of control. So yeah, like it's all over the place. It changes. It depends on the moment, the vibe, the people around. Like not to like kind of down anyone or anything, but like when I go in certain studios, I feel okay. I can't do these methods right now because the way I'm feeling isn't comfortable to do them. Maybe I need to learn to be, and that's again conversation with self. But that's I'm not going to be able to do it there. Sometimes in another space, I can't even write, so I have to freestyle, and it just depends where I'm at. That's why I started out in a room on my own. There's kind of no limitation. That's why I want to do a whole like album mixed, mastered, produced all by myself, because that's where there's no kind of other forces that can affect my flow. You know, that's not me saying I don't like working with people. I love working because people help me find new things as well. Sometimes if I'm like, oh, okay, I can't write with this person, they help me find a whole method that I've never even tried out before. Like, go home and try that. Then I'll try it on my own and expand.
Yeah.
But
I was going to say that because there's so many people on the Sounds of Southampton album, isn't there? were you kind of in the studio when other people were recording their stuff, or did you kind of get to meet them very much and work with them?
I didn't get to meet anyone in the studio. I maybe briefly crossed paths with like one or two people. But they were never in the studio with me. I met most of the people at is when we went to the first Soko thing where we were shooting like the press pictures and videos and stuff.
Yeah.
So I kind of vaguely got to meet everyone. I love meeting new people. You can tell that when sometimes maybe someone's more kind of introverted. Someone like me, sometimes I can be a bit much. I'll go from being like really mellow and I can seem introverted sometimes to then being all windy, bass and loud and whatever. So I don't like to kind of force myself on people either. So yeah, I kind of just watch and analyze people. So I'm like briefly meeting them. So I kind of understand who they are. Just all of them there, they're really talented as well. So like in my head, it's like I want to make a track with really good. So I want to be able to do like all genres. So, like I'm not afraid of touching any genre. So everyone in there, I'd love to really do like great sounds. Something like
Why not
just a collab with every.
put it right? Stuff.
Do that.
I have a random question. You already said you're in spirituality. What's your thought on?
My stars are so I'm a Cancer, on the cusp of Leo. So I'm like my friends call me a Cancer. It's like I can be a bit bipolar. That's what I've got, which is interesting because it gives me kind of like traits of the Gemini at times.
For anyone who doesn't already know, Gemini is like the two heads. I can't remember exactly what the sign is, but it's kind of this duality, like a twin in one person. So sometimes you're one twin, sometimes you're the other.
The crazy thing is I've got twin sisters, Gemini.
Yeah, I always find it interesting to ask people that, but most people don't talk about it. They're like, God, they talk about this conversation. It's just interesting. So I think, like, do those things actually match up? Because there's so many people that like shrug it off.
I feel like anything in the world that can be, if it can be spoken about or imagined, there is some level of truth. For the lie to exist, it must be based off the truth. The truth always comes first. The truth is happening always. The truth is me and you here sat there. But if the cameras were off and a rumor was to spread about, oh, Shane blew up the place, and whatever the hell it ends up being, then going back to the start signs is that I believe there's truth in everything, even if it's not necessarily holistically true. If you look deep enough in it and you don't cut yourself off from it, you'll see where it resides within your life. Like I'm not fully into star signs like that. But every now and then I'll have a little look, or if someone speaks about, I'll listen to them, and I can see where it does with it. And then, like I said, it's conversation. I'll then have the conversation with myself, whether I agree with that person or not. They've then allowed me to have conversations. Like, am I a big person? Why am I a bit bipolar? And it only allows me to evolve as a person and will come better because conversation, how are you gonna evolve and get better and be a better person if you're not attacking the things about yourself head on, whether they're positive or negative. If you don't know your strengths, how are you gonna use them? Yeah, I don't know why I don't understand people who shut themselves off. That's just how
Yeah. I guess it's a bit like environmental, a bit kind of your personality, isn't it? Just depends. But I was thinking about that before I got here. I was thinking like about talking to you and the questions I might ask, and I always overthink it in my head and have the conversation before it's even happened. But I was like, oh, what's my like actual definition of creativity? And I was thinking, and I think for me, it's like a quest for self knowledge. Like you're saying, like you have all these things that happen to you and you experience, but then you sort of bring them all inside and like process them, and whether that comes out again in like conversation or music or dance, whatever it is, like that's kind of what my I don't think there's a like definitive thing of like what is creativity, but that's what it is to me.
I think that art can, it's like you said, it's self exploration, and through that, I was gonna answer it as like freedom, like through that self-exploration, self-expression. I'm free. You find your strengths, find your weaknesses, become disciplined. Okay, these are my strengths with money, these are my weaknesses. I'll discipline this. Now I have more financial freedom. This is what I'm good at lyrically. This is what I'm not good at lyrically. Now I have more freedom when I write because I can do more because I've trained it, through that self-exploration. Exactly what you said. Whether it's painful or not, sometimes it can be painful, but it's life, and I think at the end of the day, me and my friend C, shout out C, one of my closest friends, we're having a conversation about it the other day. We're saying a lot of people look at their destination, what they want, but they never think about what it takes to have that. There's always a balance. There has to be something you're sacrificing to have that. Whether it means your 14-year-old kid, friends are having a party, but it's your dog's birthday. It's like, oh my God, sacrifice party or my dog's birthday. I've got to go to the party. I just miss my dog's birthday. It's only like mad situation. But
Have you been to a dog's birthday recently? Is that
I just actually tell her it was my dog's birthday the other day, but I didn't like throw him. Like, I once.
I was thinking, as you were saying that, have you seen, I feel like this is the thing. So like a lot of people think to be creative, you have to be putting everything out on social media to start with. That's the first thought. The second thought is, I know there's probably something to say that have you seen the clip of Pharrell Williams talking about creativity and kind of saying that ideas are like a library and you kind of,
You've got a library card.
Yeah.
And I added my own kind of little source to it.
Okay, go on then.
I believe everyone has a library card. Some people are already born with upgraded card. Like, I don't feel like everyone has the same card.
Yeah.
Not to say that you can't upgrade your card. It's like you said, the more you train it in discipline, you can earn a better card. Now, yeah, I know exactly what I fully believe in what he said.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, you can when you get like trump cards or like Pokemon cards and they have like different powers and stuff. Like I feel like everyone has their own like unique kind of power. And yeah, my own source I add to it is that there's different types of powers. Like when I look at my friends, I see their different like abilities and stuff. You live in like an anime. I see everyone like with their own little superpowers and stuff. Like it helps me see the positive in people. Because there's a lot of people that just hate them so much. People just love to hate. And it's like, why? When you can see the ability someone has and you can work with it. Like the other day, someone was hating on drill, right? And obviously, I understand where it comes from, and I understand that maybe it's best for community and stuff. But at the end of the day, there are a lot of kids out there where that is their truth and they can't escape it. There's a lot of people out there that fake it and they think it just looks cool and they go into a lifestyle that they're not built for and they just add more fuel to the fire. But for the people who there's people out there, they've been born into it, like they can't escape it. That is their way at a certain point. Not to say you can't escape it at some point. Everyone can find a way. But like you're a product of your environment at the end of the day. And when there's some people out there who really did that, they maybe got out of it and they express it. And you have that one kid there that can really relate to them, like, and not feel like it's just them. I don't understand what the problem is with that. And I feel like the conversation of drill, because I like drill. I like hip hop, I love everything. But then again, I've sensed this guy's just trying. Or sometimes it is real, but where's the evolution? You've got to give a sense of the evolution from that. Otherwise, you're just adding more fuel to a fire that's there. If you're just going to hate on it, you're going to keep that area in flames when you could maybe look at these people, oh, this is their superpower and this is their ability. Let's work together in this way. Music, I see now, like J.O. working with like some of the younger rappers now. trap rappers, this, that. And he adds his own sauce. But they're like people like Kodak, 21 can tell what he gives. You've seen how 21's grown. Not saying it's all down to J. Cole too, but simply someone like J. Cole and then being able to show someone who's supposed to be not involved with all that, he's found a way without them to conversate with them, that person. And then you have a bunch of 21's fans that back in 2015, we're talking Savage Gang, stab this person, this, that, Slaughter Gang, this. Then I'll listen to 21 and listening to him talk about how he's grown from that and his children. That's growth. That's dope. That's a whole area of a fan base that he's sparked the conversation of kind of evolution, you could say, or how to escape. So that's why I like to look at people with superpowers. It doesn't mean that not to see what they're doing wrong, because you got to be able to be real with them. I'm real with a lot of my friends. I see powers and their faults. Maybe you shouldn't do this. Same way they do it to me. I need to know my faults because I may not be aware. I need someone to tell me when, this is your problem. You're strong here. And then they spark the conversation.
What's next for RAI2RAI?
What's next?
Yeah.
I want to do a lot of shows. Shows is my main thing, which if you follow me, my page and the Sinsound page, you'll see I've got a lot of footage that I'm just sitting on. It's all ready and just put it out. But there's a reason. As you see, I love and I love performing with other people. I love watching other people perform, and I love bringing the crowd together. Good time. So shows, a lot more music, but if you really liked my rap stuff, like, be prepared for diversity. I don't want to be held to be seen as a rapper. I want to be seen as an artist. I'm sitting in tracks right now that are like grunge track, trap tracks, R&B tracks. Like, I'm gonna do it all. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Either way, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. That's one thing that I'll forever refuse. I'll forever refuse to be held in a box. So I'll never. If you like diversity, then cool. If you don't, and you only like rap, then just listen to rap stuff. If you only like R&B, just listen to B stuff. If you like R&B and don't like more R&B stuff, give me some criticism and how to get by. Shows, diversity, like what I said.
TBC. Fine.
Yeah, to be continued. We'll have to do another book.
Yeah, I had so many questions I wanted to ask you as well, but
We do a part 2.
Yeah, we could do part 2. So, just final thing, where can people find you if they want to listen to your music, find you on social media?
So, main things Instagram, because Instagram will kind of direct you everywhere, which is RAI2RAI or Rashane22. Then for my music, go Spotify, RAI2RAI, SoundCloud, RAI2RAI. In terms of my diverse stuff, the SoundCloud, some of it will be completely produced by myself. But yeah, Spotify is going to be the more polished kind of stuff. SoundCloud kind of rough. That's where RAI2RAI kind of comes from, kind of living in 2 different worlds.
That's how it was to start with. Well, like SoundCloud kind of create space, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It was really nice to speak to you and sort of share knowledge. I was going to say, I did listen to the Sounds of Southampton album, just in case anyone was wondering. I didn't actually listen to it.
What do you think?
I thought it was really good. I don't want to say I had a favourite song, but I thought yours was a really good one to start on. Also, Sam Flynn, I really liked his track, and he's super young. I liked everyone's tracks. They were all different, but like obviously everyone has like a slightly different music. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing. We'll see that.
Yeah, part 2.
Yeah, zombie.
So